Hello everybody and welcome back to Werewolf the Apocalypse, Heart of the Forest. Well, in my last episode, we killed Anya. No, well, actually, I killed Anya. I don't know why I killed Anya, I just apparently did. Maybe I was hungry and she smelled really good. You know, like brisket or something like that. Crap, now I want brisket. Oh. Alright, let's get going here. I'm sorry, Anya. You just smelled so darn delicious, like barbecue. Alright, let's get going. Alright, Heart of the Forest. The morning smelled of safety, fur, earth, and the forest. I opened my eyes and saw other people cuddling up to me, their muzzles resting on their paws as they slept. Gentle snoring filled the warm space under the low-hanging branches of an old spruce tree. I quietly crawled out. Quietly, so I do not wake anyone, I crawled outside. Alone, hiding in the tall grass, I sniffed around. The sky was bright, and the forest around me was dark and full of interesting smells. High in the trees, birds yelled about statues and sex and violence. I never realized birds yelled about that stuff. Huh! Who knew? I was in danger. Yeah, let's put a little rage there. I was in danger. I was in danger. The thought was abrupt and unwanted, but like a siren. Something had happened last night. I pressed myself flat to the ground and pricked my ears. They wouldn't find me unprepared. A creature stirred in the bushes nearby. A tall, dark silhouette. A strangely familiar smell. I tensed up. I tensed up and watched the human as they looked around. Maya, are you there? They said when they noticed me. It was time to get out of there. I spasmed. Suddenly, a feeling like cramp or spasm surged through me, and everything changed. I was a hound. I was a homid. It looks like it says hound. I was a homid, the human form. My body started resetting itself to the familiar shape, and it hurt. Bones broke and fused again. Muscles and sinews moved under my skin. I cried and thrashed. That does not sound like fun. I mean, I thought, like, man, being a werewolf would be cool. That? No. No. Bones breaking and I'm breaking. No. All right. Sorry, I had to go on a rant there. Then, panting and sweaty, I was a homid again. And let's look at homid real quick. Homid, a Garou of human ancestry, also the human form of the Garou. I hit the ground with my bare ass. Colors exploded. The morning breeze suddenly became cold, and I shivered. I looked up. Confused, I looked at the person approaching me. Pat is friendly. Don't mind the cold. It's a common after effect. Pat handed me a bundle of clothes. Without the right of dedication, they won't survive the change, so be careful. I took the bundle. I snatched the bundle and started pulling the clothes on. Sneakers, loose-fitting jeans, a hoodie with a unicorn, they fit perfectly. I thought about the previous night. When I was raging through the forest, about how differently I experienced the world through the wolf senses, and about the discomfort and the confusion of the changing shape. So I was a werewolf. Master of the changing. Alright, progression goal identity. There was no denying it. I was no longer human. They made me a monster. I wanted the full story. Tell me everything, I demanded. It seems like I missed a lot about life. Don't worry, there are plenty of stories to tell. We just stood there for a moment in silence. I was wondering how one usually learned they were a werewolf. Look at all the little wolves here, that's pretty neat. But how come no one knew about werewolves? I asked Pat about her story. It's willpower, but what the heck. I wouldn't take you for a werewolf, you know, I said to Pat. She snorted. Why? She looked like a poser. She looked harmless. Because you look mostly harmless, I admitted. She shrugged. I am, and I didn't expect to turn out a werewolf either. I was a student, happy with my tablet and coding, and then, boom, I was a Garou. How did she meet Cornell? How did you meet Cornell? I was curious. I was in his first pack. We were both hanging out with the hacktivist crowd back then. When things went south, he disappeared, and I found him. I'm not going to use all my willpower. How? How? I asked. Pat rolled her eyes. Girl, please, I'm a tech nerd. So I found him, and talked to him into coming back. How come nobody knew about werewolves? It doesn't make any sense. It suddenly struck me. How come nobody knows werewolves exist? We protect the veil, was the answer. It's easy to convince humans that supernatural doesn't exist. They already want to believe that, and the delirium helps. Well, let's see what veil means. The veil, a poetic term for the false assumption that the supernatural does not exist, which the delirium reinforces. So, the delirium. The madness and memory loss suffered by humans who look upon a guru in Krynos form. I can imagine that would scare the living poop out of someone. Delirium? You mean delirium as in the medical condition? I asked, remembering something that I'd read about acute confusional states. I guess you could call it a neurological condition, Pat laughed. The thing is that a human mind cannot process seeing a Krynos. The moment they turn away, they forget. My guess is that they are so stressed that the experience never gets transferred to their long-term memory. Then I realized something important. The wolves had awoken. At some point, the rest of the party had awoken and joined us. The clearing was full of wolves. Poop. Or fudge. Fight or flight. Balance. The wolves are closing in on me. I knew my next decision would have serious consequences. Well, let's go with this. I don't want denial and escape. I want acceptance and cooperation. Hiding the bodies. The headless body was heavy. They said that as my first kill, it was my burden. It was my duty to take it to the barrows. Ugh, I didn't want to do it. I didn't kill her. I don't want to lose it, so I get a rage, but whatever. But I didn't do it. She said. I said, looking at the corpse. I'd never. After the change, your hormones go haywire and your neural pathways have to adapt rapidly. So your confusion is natural. Pat smiled sadly. I see us, the guru, as a struggling species. She and Kim accompanied me, carrying the severed head in the bag. The others stayed behind, covering the tracks. I can't believe Amy was dead. She only wanted to help, I said quietly. She was so worried about what's happening here, and it's hard, Kim admitted, looking at me with sympathy. But we're at war. Death happens. The faster you learn to accept it and honor it, the better the soldier will be. I don't want to use as many willpower, but the body was too heavy. I kept dragging the body, but the burden was too much to bear. I was tired and hurt, and I just couldn't do it anymore. I looked at the body, and I really wanted to say something, but I choked on my words. I curled up into a ball with my arms around my head. I couldn't. I can't, I said, and then it was the only thing I could say, louder and louder until it became a shriek. I can't. Pat sighed and kneeled beside me. You're a werewolf, Gaia. Gaia's a soldier. There's nothing you can't do. Get up. We have a world to save, and you have a legacy to fulfill and a debt to pay. She was right. I'll get more willpower. Awesome. I took a deep breath. She was right. I was here for a reason, and I had things to do. I changed. Oh, cool. I took a deep breath. You were okay. Gabo is strong enough to lift heavy things without breaking a sweat. I might do that. Is a war form, a ruthless killing machine. There's nothing subtle about it. Hispos is a monstrous wolf, smart, fast, heavy, and absolutely scary. Lupus is the wolf form, a majestic animal with all its advantages and limitations. Looks great on cameras. I was a glabro, the near human form. That's cool looking. Where was it at? Okay, the pain was stronger than I ever imagined. I felt my muscles spasm as they rearranged themselves. My jaw cracked and my mouth filled with blood. I clenched my fists and claws drove into my palm. I screamed. When I rose, panting and sweaty, I was more than human. I was glabro. Wolfish, strong, scary. Nearly okay. It hurt. Okay. Nice. The change hurt more than I expected. The world shifted. Not much, but enough. I felt my teeth get sharper, my muscles stronger. I picked up the body. It was a lot lighter. We went on. At some point, I realized we weren't alone. There were two shapes in the bushes on either side of the road. Animals, one big and gray, the other small, nimble, and white. Ah, my companion smiled. I see you noticed our patrons. A spirit joined to a pack or tribe, and representative of its inner nature. Okay. I remember them from my dreams. Oh, cool. Yeah, we know each other, I said, remembering my dreams. We sort of met the other night. The two animals stopped in front of me in the middle of the path. We came here to teach the cub, said the wolf. She smelled of ash and tears. Was I hallucinating? I couldn't believe what I saw. It made no sense. I felt as if my brain was short-circuiting, trying to intercept signals not meant for human senses. Was it really a wolf? Was it really Weasel? Yeah, we'll do the wolf. My eyes told me there was a wolf staring at me, but when I looked at it, I felt ash on my tongue. I heard a mourning howl so deep it reverberated in my bones, and I smelled fire. And when it talked, it was like the rustling of leaves formed words in my mind. It wouldn't leave me alone. But hallucinations or not, they just wouldn't leave me alone. The weasel circled me, and before I knew it, I could feel small claws on my legs, then on my back, and then on my arms. I smelled of musk and electricity. And then it bit my ear. I tried to shake it off. It's more rage. Why would it want to do that? Yeah. Ow, I shouted. Why would you do that? To see how you react, obviously, the weasel electronic voice echoed in my head. Enough, the wolf growled. Or at least that was what my brain decided to hear. I felt the weasel draw its breath. In the beginning, there was Gaia, aka Mother Earth, and she gave birth to the mighty breed of warriors. The weasel began. It sounded electronical, like a teenager reading a Wikipedia page over a voice chat. They were called Garu. That's werewolves, in werewolfish, and their sole purpose was to protect Gaia. They failed, wailed the wolf. I looked at the wolf. There was danger everywhere, shrugged the wolf, when I looked to her for advice. When it began, Gaia released three primal forces upon the earth: the weaver, the wild, and the worm. The weasel continued. The wild was the untamed force of life and creation. The cold, ruthless weaver gave structure to the world, and the worm destroyed what needed to be destroyed, creating a balance. Why were the creatures of the worm? Oh, were we creatures? Oh, okay, I see. Let's do that. The wild. So, were werewolves creatures of the wild? I asked. An untamed force of life? They were Gaia's children, the wolf snarled, born to herd and contain humans. So what went wrong? I can't see something went wrong. I can see that something went wrong, I smiled wildly. The weaver grew too ambitious and trapped the worm within its lifeless web. The weasel answered. Confined and denied, the worm went slowly insane. The wolf wailed. Now, Gaia is dying, choked by the weaver, and eaten alive by the worm, wailed the wolf. And the wild is not the one you should fight, she snarled. You were born to protect it. Then it turned and led the way. It took us to the barrows. The barrows looked just as I remember them, but somehow calmer, warm and welcoming. Kim kneeled near one of the mounds, put their hand on it, and whispered a few words. I saw the ground open slowly, like a mouth in the earth. I sighed. Let's do this. We put the body in the hole. We took the severed head and the body I'd wrapped up in sheets and put them in the hole. It closed slowly, and I could swear I heard the trees nearby sigh in anticipation. The wolf howled, and I could feel the hair on my hands rise. Welcome to your new life. The talking white weasel grinned. We have something else to show you. I had so many questions. You know what? I ran with them. We'll do that. Vision quest. You're a cub, so you have special privileges, said the weasel. Pusha will grant you a vision. You must see to understand, said the wolf. Think carefully before you choose what you see. The future of your destiny, the present of the force, the past of the family. Wow. So we're going to do that in the next episode. Heck yeah. I don't think I really want to know, but I don't know. Do you all want to see my future? Or don't know what's going on? But I'm so interested in my past. But let's look at this real quick. So, Hamid. Okay. There's nothing there. Rank cub. Tribe unknown. So, I'm a little brave. Very inspiring. I'm an inspiring person. Analytical. I am somewhat analytical. a little bit spiritual, and I am not cunning at all. Mind and body. I'm very healthy. Goal and mystery. Learn your family history. Pursue to gain willpower. Man, my pizza's not agreeing with me. People were scared of my family. They didn't even want to hear the name. The forest recognized me because it used to know my family for a long time. What was the connection? Here it is. I was told that my family left unpaid debts at the forest. New goal, mission. Stop the logging, hopefully without violence. Pursue to regain willpower. Goal identity. Find your place among the group. Pursue to regain willpower. Relations. So, morning wolf neutral. I'm sorry. You really did smell like brisket. Bartek's unfriendly. Daniel's sympathetic. Family's complicated. Kim's sympathetic. Cornell's loyal. Lisa's cautious. Olga's cautious. Pat's friendly. Pusha, it's friendly. The police are sympathetic and the press are cautious. So there you have it, folks. So, in my next episode, we're going to pick one of these two. I'm not sure which one, but we'll see. So thank you very much, guys, for watching, listening, and doing all those things. Well, if you can follow, subscribe, or like, that would be so awesome of you guys. Hopefully I won't eat anybody else as long as they don't smell like brisket. Because, I really do like brisket. It's really good. But thanks again, guys. I do appreciate it. I hope you like this game. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I enjoy playing it. And until next time, I will see you here on another episode of Werewolf the Apocalypse, Heart of the Forest. Bye-bye.